DC sir has arrived. Shall I start, sir? Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. At the outset, on behalf of the E-Content Modalities Compliance Committee, University of Lucknow, I, Dr. Kiran Lata Dangwal, take this opportunity to extend my warm welcome to each one of you, the faculty members, the administrators, all invited teachers, eminent dignitaries, and guests from different universities from all over the nation to witness and participate in this super popular tool of present time, the webinar on e-learning need of the hour. I welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Alok Kumar Rai, who is patron of our university, our today's expert, Professor Sujit Kumar Dubey, and Dr. Vinita Prakash. I would also request all the participants and guests and dignitaries who are witnessing this webinar to please visit our Lucknow University website, where you will find various e-content on various subjects and YouTube channels of different departments, which I'm sure will be beneficial for each of you, for your students, for your children, and for whole society. Now, it is the matter of great pride and honor for all of us to have amongst us Professor Alok Kumar Rai, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of our esteemed university. The words will fall short in your praise, sir. The alma mater is progressing leaps and bounds under your able leadership, and this has been possible due to the great qualities of possessing extraordinary knowledge, the vast experience, your vision, your motivation, and the inspiration and the enthusiasm, and most importantly, functioning as bridge builder in every sphere of our university. Sir, your continuous guidance and support is moving the university on headway to progression. May I now request you, sir, to please say a few words to lead us in the path of enlightenment on the occasion of this webinar. Welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
Considering the crisis posed by COVID-19. Now, the e-learning in which it is an honor for us to invite the educational administrators and the dignitaries who are witnessing and participating from different universities from all across the country. I welcome you all to this program. Very importantly, I should share the genesis of this. A few days back, we have had a program for education teachers. And that program was such a successful that Dr. Dangwal asked me to hold another one. But then in the initial program, when I shared that information to many of my friends from across the country, many of the vice chancellors and directors also have exhibited their interest, and they also want to join in. So I requested Madam Dangwal to hold another program for educational administrators largely. So this is how the conception of the program came in. And I was told that within 30 minutes of launch of this program, we had almost 150 participation registrations. So a lot, Bengal is a big name in the area of education, especially education technology. And we have done some of the progress in education technology, especially posed by the challenges of COVID-19. You know, it is a tough time, and we all appreciate that this is a tough time. But as an institution, can we capitalize on the challenge posed onto the educational institutions as an opportunity? And this is a big task for all of us. At least we can say that at the University of Lucknow, we took it as a challenge and we capitalized on this and converted it into an opportunity. To cite one example, when I joined this university as Vice Chancellor, in many of my interactions to all the heads and deans, I said, let all the departments have their own YouTube channel with the intention of subsequently monetizing it. I was not very happy with the pace at which it was moving. But now I can proudly say that we have 48 departments and 14 institutes and centers. All have got their own YouTube channels, and many of the YouTube channels have got the viewing and subscription much beyond our expectation in such a small time. So this is one such information that I could share. Besides, we also, as an institution, we also used this opportunity for certain assignments which otherwise we probably might not have been able to got enough time for. And I'll share some of the initiatives that we did as an institution. What we did was we did tremendously in the area of innovation, and a higher educational institution essentially is meant for innovation. So one of the example, especially people of this region would certainly appreciate that we have had our own sanitizer, which not just got tremendous acceptance, but also we got a technology transfer agreement for probably the first ever initiative by the university for commercial gains as well. We forged into similar product for a concoction that we created, that we developed at our own institution. That again received tremendous response from society. Somehow we are falling short of the raw material, so we are not going in for some kind of mass production, but then that also received tremendous, even from foreign media, we received tremendous response of the concoction that we created. Besides, we also entered into several MOUs during this lockdown period I'm talking of. I'm only mentioning the accomplishments of the lockdown period. As an higher educational institution, it is our duty and we could do it. One was with a commercial organization, then with several research institutions. Very shortly, we are going to come up with a research institution where we would start in direct collaboration with the institution. We would start COVID testing also, and that will make us probably the first university in the country to start COVID-19 testing without having their own hospital. Besides, we are in the final phase of finalizing our MOU with industry bodies. Couple of such proposals are under process. We did a very popular, very effective MOU with UP Police, helpline number 112, which was done by our psychology department. And we could successfully do it. And you know, our psychology department professors are in constant touch with UP Police for all the psychological trainings. Besides, we did several administrative revamping during the period. We have worked on our process optimization, on procedural simplification, and we very seriously and very systematically forwarded towards automation of different functions of the institution. Several student-related initiatives have also been initiated during the period. One such scheme we launched only probably 4 days back. Our Dean of Student Welfare is also here. Probably she'll elaborate on that. We launched a TREE program, which says Teaching, Reaching, Emboldening and Evolving scheme. It's a unique mentoring program of students, and probably our institution is the first of its kind. We could do several technology-based initiatives as well. We refurbished our website, which Dr. Dhanwal very rightly mentioned. It was, and I would request you all to visit our website, which is www.lkounif, LKO means Lucknow, UNIF for University, lkounif.ac.in. And I'm happy to share that in the last 70 days, we could get for almost 45 lakh hit on our website. Probably the first of its kind in the country. During the period only, we got our e-newsletter released by none other than Her Excellency, Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh. Our refurbished website also was launched by Her Excellency herself. Very interestingly, probably first of its kind in the higher educational institutional sector, we came up with our virtual cultural magazine. It's a kind of video magazine, cultural magazine, to keep the hopes high during this crisis period. Besides, we have had certain diploma programs running in the institution. During this period, we thought of coming up with online program. And one such program, I was just part of a webinar, which was a kind of initiation for that online program only. And that was on Garbh Sanskar, which was again a brainchild of Honorable Her Excellency. So besides, there are several online programs that we are contemplating upon during this period, and very shortly we are going to launch them. As a responsible higher educational institution, we did a lot of social outreach initiative. So our university is running our community kitchen service, and till now, today is the 27th day, both time, we have been able to feed almost 35,000 people during the period in last 27 days. I just came from the kitchen every day, both the time, And it's a cooperative activity with no formal funding, only by the resources that we among ourselves, and we do it. Our NSS and NCC have been working very hard, untiring efforts to put on COVID awareness program. A lot of social media campaigns, over 5,000 appeals have been released by our people, by our students and faculty with respect to COVID-19. A lot of physical activity, 25 days physical awareness campaign activities were undertaken. Almost 5,000 masks have been prepared by the students of our, from the Department of Home Science and other departments who are NSS volunteers also. They could distribute almost 5,000 masks during the period. Now comes the very core, because I could not resist the temptation of sharing the accomplishments of our institution during the period. Now I'll cover the core of the very program, which says that what and how this online study material or e-content or information technology leveraging in interventions in education, especially higher education institutions. So I should share that our university was probably one of the very first to initiate this very formally. Immediately after this lockdown started, many of our faculty members started developing their own e-content, and what we opted for was an open access model. So if you visit our website lkounip.ac.in, on the homepage only you will find that there is a link, separate link that talks about online study material. You can go down to that link. That link will take you to the faculties, and within the faculty you can go to different departments. Now there you will find a lot of study material developed by our own faculty members. Even many of the faculty members who, say for example, there is a subject for which regular conventional typing on Word is difficult. So the university provided all the support system to all those people. And we could have almost 3,000 online study materials. Besides, the university launched its own YouTube channel, and all the departments have their own YouTube channels. Over 300 teachers have got their content available on that. Besides, and I can tell you why we opted for this open access model rather than closed access model, unlike many of the institutions in the country, is that we could want to let our content, because we believe in the content of our faculty members, we wanted this to reach out to as many people as possible. We've got almost 170 colleges with us. Besides, we have received viewing from all across the globe. And I give one example I can share, that, for example, in our Department of Geology, which only 2 institutions associated with our university has that geology paper, but the viewing is over 1,000 in many of the videos. So it certainly has been viewed by many people outside. Similarly, we wanted to take our colleges along, so I wanted them also to place their content. That is in the process, and there's a team led by Professor Tandon and Professor Dangwal. They are working on that, and very soon they are going to place all those contents received from our college teachers to be put on the website. Of course, with their own branding, with their own name and the name of their colleges also. So the benefits of our e-content has essentially got to be reached out to larger audience. Student institution का हो, वो student हमारा ही student है, वो student शिक्षा का student है, so we want to get them reap the benefit of these initiatives. One very interesting thing that we have done in our library is, our library has been very, very effective in this period. And our library has got very nice reservoir of e-content. So what we have done is, we provided remote access to our library. Now this remote access is not proxy driven. So specifically to be targeted within the information technology support system provided within the campus. So even if there is a student who stays in Odisha, or he is in Maharashtra, or he is in remote rural village, over 3,000 user ID and password for remote access has been developed during this lockdown period only for our students. Besides, there have been a good number of students who already have had their user ID and password. We do not have more than 17,000 students here. So we have got this facility offered to a good number of our students, where they can get access to our 9,700 books in our library and over 8,000 journals and various other e-resources available in our library. Similarly, we are now what we are contemplating upon is that we can create an e-library of the online content developed by your own faculty members into a library as a separate section. So libraries normally have got different sections like rare book section and textbook sections and reference book sections and journals and magazines and other materials, study materials. So we are now going to create a separate online study material library developed for the content developed by your own teachers. And in this way, if there is a student of, say, physics, and she wants to access to the content developed by Professor Poonam Tandon, subsequently this may not be available on the home page. So within the library, you can go to the library and you can go to the section and you can access to the e-content developed by Professor Poonam Tandon. Now, when I'm saying this, I mean to say that all these are, in addition to the regular e-content offered by UGC, most of them are free. E-content offered by private parties, which are largely free these days. So we somehow could create a huge reservoir of content for our students. But certainly there are certain flip side of it. And we have got to, while developing these contents, we are going to take care of those. I believe during the session, you will be told about what are the intricacies that we all have got to work for, that we all have got to take care of. So I believe all these issues shall be addressed and shall be of immense benefit to the academic educational administrators. Many of them are participating in this, and people at large. I again congratulate Dr. Dangwal for such initiative. I want you to, because all the recordings are already being done, to subsequently try and create e-proceeding of the program and pass it on to all the people who are participating, so that they can take that will take as a take home for them, for all of them, and they will all be benefited out of this. Thank you very much for providing me an opportunity. I again heartily welcome two resource persons, Professor Dubey and Professor Vinita Prakash, madam. So, and thank you very much for giving me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for enlightening all of us about